begin here just taking the time for ourselves to tune in to ourselves, noticing on a physical layer, energetic layer, psychosocial layer, and spiritual layer, or a layer that's outside of ourselves. What can we begin to notice? What can we begin to slow down and offer ourselves in each of these layers in order to support our quality of life? What is our quality of life? Our quality of life is seen in our own eyes and our own image, not what's opposed upon us. What feels good and best for you and your body today? Some days it's different. Most days it's different, but you know what's best and good for you. And in learning how to better understand and trust what's best and good for ourselves, we connect with our bodies, our breath, and what's beyond us that's fueling us, that's filling us, that is inspiring us to connect with each other and the world within and around us. Let's take a moment. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth a sigh. And again, inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. One more. Inhale through the nose. Feel your shoulders rise towards the ceiling, towards your ears. And exhale a big sigh. Hearing the sound of your breath. Feeling the impact of your breaths intentionally. What do you notice in the body? What do you notice in your thoughts? What do you notice in your breath? These three questions begin the inner exploration that connects us to the outer world. What do we notice in our thoughts, our breath, and our bodies? And how can we better inform these areas of our lives to be more honest and true to ourselves with compassion and grace, curiosity, and of course, pleasure and whimsy? Where can we begin to honor and indulge in ourselves and our joy and our care towards ourselves? Not alienating care for others, but how often, what is the quality of the care that we are offering ourselves versus the quality of care we offer others? Are we often thinking of the judgment or outcome of another person's perspective on our behaviors versus our own behaviors and our impact on ourselves? Whoa. And I just feel that we can really begin to understand ourselves and the world around us and in us with more clarity when we ask ourselves quality questions. Questions that inform our quality of life. What kind of life do you want? Do you want a life that you're enjoying or a life that you are just living? In my experiences with yoga as a tool in science that is profoundly true to supporting one navigate the world in and around us, I've been able to create a life that looks good to me and feels good to me. And I'm only given more time and space to explore that. I'm only given more time and space to explore that. I'm only given more time and space to explore that. I'm given more time and place and space to explore that. Let's breathe in the nose and out the mouth a sigh. On the next exhale, we're going to make a circle with our lips, with our mouths. like we're blowing a whistle, but don't make a whistle sound. So inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth, like you're blowing a candle or some sort. And again, inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow the candle out. What is something that you are celebrating lately? What have you been celebrating lately within your lives and the lives of those you're around? What are you celebrating? Are you celebrating your independence? Are you celebrating your sense of community and connection? You've never done something before. Are you celebrating the newness of daily life, the newness, the awkwardness, the funniness, silliness of everyday moments that we've never done before? Everyday moments that we've never done before. Everyday moments that we've never done before. Before we've taken the time and space to explore our inner and outer world. How do you define, how do you shift, how do you vision, how do you feel your inner world is? What do you notice? What do you notice? What do you notice? You are love. You are love. You are love. You are love. You are light. You are light. You are light. You are light. You are abundant. You are abundant. You are abundant. Taking the time to sit, think, or just not even think, but to sit and breathe really does something for our lives, y'all. I can't explain it, and I will in the future, but the impact of just sitting with yourself. I will never forget one of my favorite lines in A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Tasbury. The play was the oldest daughter. The daughter was saying, "Let me sit and think," when being proposed to by this African man, giving her the world when she's beginning her career as a doctor. She's like, "Let me sit and think for a second, you know." But and I'm adding on the layer to like, let's sit and breathe for a second and see what comes up for us. We're so often telling our minds what we want to do and things like that, but how let's just sit and breathe and see what happens, you know? Giving ourselves the opportunity to explore and discover things we never had before. Giving ourselves the willingness to our open to ourselves. The willingness to open to ourselves. The willingness to open to ourselves. The willingness to open to ourselves will take us to places we've never been before. And that's ultimately what we want. Everything that we're dreaming up and all the things like that is just we're wanting, we're dreaming, we're feeling so deeply to do things we've never seen before. And yoga literally is a vehicle to do that. Literally in the Yoga Sutras it says yoga helps you go from the unseen to seen. From unseen to seen. Why there's this blueprint, and it befuddles me so often how people get so caught up in the asanas. The asanas are beautiful and necessary, absolutely. But when you get into the philosophy, the beautiful language, the artistry, the creativity, the beauty, the technology that we're given in this practice, this way of life, we can really change ourselves. We can really change the world. And yeah, but let's just take a second to bring it back. Take a big sigh out the mouth. Another big sigh out the mouth. No matter where you are, unless you're in a car, if you're in a car, just listen and connect. If you're sitting, if you're at work, take a moment to ground your feet on the floor or to just notice your feet here. Noticing the soles of the feet, noticing the big toes, the second toe, the third toe, the ring toe, the pinky toe. Noticing the top of your foot and your ankles. Noticing the shins and the calves. Noticing the knees and the behind of your knees. Noticing your quads and your hamstrings. Noticing your pelvic floor and your glutes and your hips. Noticing the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Noticing your abdomen. Noticing the fingertips, the wrists, the forearms. Noticing the elbows, the upper arms and shoulders. Noticing the neck. Noticing the jaw. Noticing the tongue. Noticing the eyebrows. Inhale. Exhale. One more, in the nose. Out the nose. Would you notice in giving your attention to the areas of the body that we named? Noticing any sensations that are coming up for you. No judgments, no decisions. Just breathing, noticing. Breathing, noticing. What do you notice without judgment, without decision, without criticism? Can you take a moment to offer yourself some words of love, kindness, and compassion? Offer yourself some words of love, kindness, and compassion. Offer some words of love, kindness, and compassion towards someone else. Love, kindness, compassion to someone else. And the same to someone you don't always get along with or you tend to have tension with. Sending love, joy, attention, compassion. Inhale. And the exhale. What would you like to offer yourself for being the love of your life? You deserve all the treats. What would you like to offer yourself in your joy, for your joy? How will you stand in your joy despite it all? How will you stand in the joy despite it all? How will you stand in your joy despite it all? You are allowed. You are allowed. You are allowed. To live a life that you enjoy, to live a life that lights you up and makes you curious and challenges you all at once. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy of a life, of a love that uplifts you in all the ways. I honor myself. I love myself. I forgive myself. I trust myself. I value myself. I value myself. I trust myself. I forgive myself. I forgot the order of the other two. But right now is like a moment to take for an activity where, based on what you're feeling inside, you can tap the fingers, giving each finger a different I am statement or I statement. I love myself. I trust myself. I forgive myself. I value myself. I value myself. I trust myself. I forgive myself. I love myself. And just tapping each finger as you're going in with your statement that best aligns and fits with you, to help encourage some groundedness and regulation and compassion and kindness towards you. because you deserve kindness and compassion at all times, no matter what. It's important to most importantly give it to ourselves before we give it to others. My friends recently were saying to me that I'm not giving myself enough rest and support and spoiling enough. I'm like, okay, well if you insist, girly pops, we'll do it again. We'll up it for sure. Because my friends do spoil me, and I can spoil me more for sure. And spoiling isn't about splurging or money, but it's just like the intentional care I'm giving myself to show up better for my world within and around me. Pouring into my cup so much that the overflow pours into others. That is the theme of this season coming up, that you're pouring into yourself so much that you're able to overflow into others, not overgiving from the empty cup, not overgiving from an 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 empty cup, filling my cup up so much so it overflows, filling my cup up so much so it overflows, filling my cup up so much so it overflows, filling my cup up so much so it overflows. My cup is full. My cup is full. I am full. I am full. I am loved.